Shipwreck Samantha here, and welcome back to Sketchbook Sundays. For Monday, I really didn't feel like drawing Monday, and the first thing that came to mind was the grumpy cat, and so I did something sort of similar by just drawing a cat image from my head without a reference and made this little comic, one-panel comic thing, because I did a lot of these this week because I didn't really feel like drawing. So basically, deja vu. I necessarily did not want to draw Tuesday, but it just wasn't working. And there's a little bit of pencil smudges from the next drawing, but I cannot draw 3/4 views, and I really struggle with that. So I did this to get better. It didn't really work because I'm still really struggling to do 3/4 views and make it look good. And so that's definitely something I'm going to try and work on in the future. And the next day, I was scrolling through Pinterest and found this really funny picture of an owl who was intimidated by a banana. And so I thought I'd draw him. And this represents why I don't like owls, which is funny because I own a parrot, a conure, but owls just creep me out with those beady little eyes that look like they're gonna rip your head off. So this is my impression of an owl that is more realistic than my head wig I did a few weeks ago. So continuing on with the theme of not drawing well this week, I tried to use no eraser on this drawing, but I ended up using the eraser once, so I could not write no eraser on it because I drew her eyes too low on her face and I had to redo that. But I just didn't want to spend a lot of time using the eraser, but the proportions are very off on this. Her head is too large. I think her torsos and arms are a bit short, and I don't know, I just don't really like the overall look of it. It just doesn't look quite right, especially her head. I think the biggest problem is her head is too big. And this was also a picture I found on Pinterest and referenced really quick because I've been kind of busy this week and haven't really felt like drawing this week, most of the week to be honest. And then Friday, I did this because I drew this before I went to work, and I wanted to do a little cartoon representation, a little caricature of me, how I feel about driving. I don't really get nervous or panicky while I drive. I just don't like it. I don't enjoy driving like some people do. I do it because I'm an adult and I have to drive places. And so that's how I was feeling that morning, but this was a good sketch to wake me up. But there are a lot of things wrong with it. She's a little cross-eyed, or the opposite of cross-eyed, a little too far apart. And this eye's a little crooked, and the face is all crooked. This face is not symmetrical. The chin is kind of off to the side. I don't even know how to draw a hand on a steering wheel. And the perspective is just weird. So this was a very, very loose drawing to wake me up Friday morning. As for yesterday, I went out to the library with my best friend, and she really wanted me to check out some library books, and I actually found Disney's The Art of Disney Dragons. And so it's a book, it's like the art of books that I was telling you guys about, but it was a book just for all of Disney's dragons compiled into one book, which I thought was super cool. So it had concept art from Pete's Dragon, the new and the old one, Maleficent, the Loch Ness short, animated short, and a lot of other dragons in there too, some that I wouldn't have even thought about, like the dragon from Enchanted or the Jabberwocky. And so it was really cool to flip through and get inspiration from all the different drawings. And I tried to replicate a concept drawing from Maleficent, but I tried so many times to do this, and it's still not quite right proportion-wise. I've realized it's something I really struggle with, is keeping with proportions in drawings, and so I guess that's something I need to work on in the future. And as for this morning, yesterday I got some disappointing news when I realized I was close to halfway through this book and we're not through February. But I thought this book was 160 pages because that's what the sketchbook said. And I thought if I drew on one on each side of the page, then I would get 320 pages out of it and have almost a year's worth of drawing. I found out that it's actually 80 pages, and they counted both sides of the page, which I think is ridiculous. Because how many people actually draw on both sides of their sketchbook with pencil? It is a pain because the pencil rubs on the other side. And if you use marker on one side of the page, it will bleed through and you cannot use the opposite side. And so what's the point of advertising that you're using both pages? Because this sketchbook is not designed for that. It's specifically designed for drawing mediums. So that's a little frustrating, but on the bright side, I actually am getting better at doing expressions and expressing how I'm feeling in the moment, like this drawing, and also getting better at drawing guys, so that's another perk. But I'm gonna have to go and buy 1 or 2 more of this sketchbook to complete the year. Okay, that's just, I went a little rant there, but it's frustrating. But I want to leave you guys on a good note, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe for weekly art videos, Sunday and Friday. And I will see you guys Friday.